boys and girls. Today we are going to start researching different habitats around the world. You are going to be learning about that in ELA, and I'm going to be helping you with the research part. So our main resource we're going to use is going to be Pebble Go. We might be looking at some other resources as well, but this is where you're going to go to take notes on the different habitats, or call them ecosystems. I'm going to go to Pebble Go from the Student tab. I'm going to go to Subscriptions and then scroll down to Pebble Go. From here I'm going to go to the Science database, and then because we're learning about the Earth, I'm going to go to the first one, which has a volcano, Earth and Space Science, and then I'm going to go to where it says Earth Science. So it's going to have a picture of a mountain. And then I'm going to look for the word ecosystem. So we're going to take a look at some ecosystems, and I think the one that we're going to start with first is the temperate forest. So I am going to go to the temperate forest, and this is where I'm going to go to learn about the temperate forest. In a minute, I'm going to set up my notes so that I'm ready to start jotting things down as I'm listening or reading the information. I'm going to begin my tree map with the title. I'm going to call it Temperate Forest. I'm going to draw a line under it. Then I'm going to make 4 little tabs, each one for the different categories. My first category is going to be characteristics. What is it like? My second category is location. Where is it? My third will be plants, and the last one will be animals. That's the one that you're going to be doing. I'm going to add Pebble Go to the top right side because that's my source. Okay, I'm going to begin my research now that my notes are set up. The first section I'm going to read is what are they? That's going to tell me about the characteristics of the temperate forest, or they sometimes call it the deciduous forest. So I'm going to read that first section and see what information I can put under characteristics. What is special about the temperate forest?
Temperate forests are ecosystems filled with trees. Besides trees, plants and animals live in forests. Temperate forests change as the seasons change.
Okay, well, I know that in my notes I don't have to write a lot. So I am going to think about the key words that are important. I don't have to say that they're an ecosystem because all of these are ecosystems. And let's go ahead and listen to what an ecosystem is.
Ecosystem. A group of animals and plants that work together with their surroundings.
Okay, so I think I'm going to focus on the fact that it's filled with trees and that the seasons change, because that's something special about the temperate forest. Later on, I will learn more about the plants and animals that live in the forest, and I can write that in those notes. But I'm just going to focus on those 2 details for now. Okay, I'm going to jot down filled with trees and draw a line under it. And then I'm going to write seasons change. That's what I learned from the first section. Okay, next I'm going to read the section that says, Where
are they?
That's talking about the location. So I'm going to really focus on that part of my notes. Let's hear about where temperate forest, or sometimes they're called deciduous forest, where they're located.
Temperate forests grow in areas with warm summers and cold winters. Some trees lose leaves in fall and regrow leaves in spring. Temperate forests are in North America, Europe, and Asia.
This section was a little tricky because I learned not only the location, but I learned that there are warm summers and cold winters. But that's a characteristic, so I'm going to add it to the first column. I also learned that trees lose their leaves in a temperate forest. As for my location, I learned that they are found in North America, that's a continent, Europe, continent, and Asia.
Forest layers. The forest has 5 layers. The top canopy has tall trees. Smaller trees make up the understory. The shady layer of bushes is next. The herb layer has moss and lichens. The forest floor is the bottom. Forest plants. Temperate forests are full of plants. Trees are the tallest plants of the forest. Berry bushes grow here too. Wildflowers grow in shade on the forest floor.
Even though I learned about the different layers of the temperate forest, I'm just going to stick to the different plants that I learned about. I know that there are tall trees in the temperate forest, berry bushes, and wildflowers. I'm just going to write them down like a list.
Animals live in all layers of the forest. Squirrels build nests high in trees. Owls and hawks live in the understory. Mice and bugs live in shrubs. The forest floor is home to deer, elk, and snakes.
Hey, boys and girls, now it's your turn. What animals will you add to that last section of notes?